Welcome to Nexus Academy, where AI ignites the next evolution of mastery and innovation. Step beyond the limits of traditional business, marketing, and strategy, powered by legendary intelligence, where visionary ideas take shape and automation unlocks new frontiers. The future starts here.
Hi, welcome to Nexus Academy, to episode 2. And just a little recap about episode 1. If you remember, we were discussing our Indonesian restaurant in Israel, and we were asking our AI legend, URI, to see if it's viable. And he gave us many insights, if you remember. Now, this episode 2, we're going to be discussing how AI can help us not to make the wrong decision and waste time and money and energy by asking our AI legend to advise us if a business has potential at all.
Yes, right. In the last episode, we were talking about a business that is actually very potential, and Ask Uri, the AI legend, gave us very good feedback on how to explore and how to grow the business idea. Today, what we're going to do, Yehuda, is we will try and explore if a business idea that's a little bit meh, it's not so good, it doesn't sound so appealing or so lucrative, but there will be people out there that probably have business ideas like that, but they don't realize that it's really not a good business idea to start to begin with. So today we're going to go back to AI Legends and ask Uri, from Uri Levin, the founder of Waze and Move It. And this time we're not going to ask about business that is lucrative, but rather a business that is a little bit
iffy.
Yeah.
We're not sure. We're not 100% sure at all. It could be a hit or miss, and we want to use his knowledge and ability to qualify the idea.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say that we have a business, and the business is I wrote to ask Uri, I'm thinking of offering a VCR player service station. So I don't know how old you will be, but if you are, it's like, how old do you have
If you're born in the early 90s, you might not know about this.
Right.
What a VCR actually stands for. It's a video cassette recorder.
Yeah, it's a very old video player that probably nobody has that anymore. Do you have it?
No, not even the tapes.
I don't know, exactly. I don't know anybody who actually has that. But let's just say our business idea right now is about offering a VCR player service station. So let's go to Ask Uri and see what he has to say.
Yeah, let's see what the expert says. We've got an idea, and rather than spend a lot of money and time, let's get our expert and see what he says.
Go ahead.
Great. What is the core problem your VCR player service station idea aims to solve?
Right. So Uri is basically really trying to get us to focus to what the problem is. What is the problem?
Is there a problem?
Exactly.
Let's understand the problem. Have we got the solution?
Yes. Okay. So I wrote, there are still some VCR player users. I really don't know, but especially older people. And sometimes they have videos which they want to watch, but they can't because the VCR player is already broken. But there is no longer any VCR player service station out there to offer technical service.
Okay, let's see what Uri says. Why is this problem of broken VCR players important to solve? And who are the individuals currently affected by this issue? He's really asking us to clarify the problem here.
It's very funny because he's like drilling and digging in, like, why is this problem so important? It's so funny that he does that.
It's a healthy interrogation.
What I wrote is this. I know a couple of elderly people in my neighborhood that still have their VCR player in the house. They have home videos they made of the children when they were growing up, and they cannot watch the videos anymore because the player is broken. I'm thinking surely there are many other elderly people who have this problem in the entire city. So I just pretended to be somebody who's not very smart, meaning instead of fixing the VCR player, we could do something else, right? Like,
You could always transpose to a newer medium.
yeah, exactly. Transfer it for, I don't know.
There's no need for this anymore. It's old technology.
Exactly. Just put it on a disk or something, or in your hard
disk,
drive.
yes.
Put it up there on Google Drive or something, So, but this is somebody who has this business idea and he thinks it's a brilliant idea. And usually people they don't even realize that it's not a very good idea.
They're a bit blinded.
Exactly. So, and this is what we're trying to show you, how the AI is going to help you kind of to open your eyes.
We need to qualify the idea to not waste our energy and resources.
Exactly.
Now, Uri answered.
Yeah.
And Uri responds, who are your target users for the VCR player service stations? And what specific challenges do they face with their broken VCR players?
Once again, he seems to be a little bit frustrated, because if you see in the previous response, he was already talking about who are the individuals currently affected by this issue. But now in this response, he once again asks, who are your target users? Meaning, like, the AI even understands, like, who's using VCR player?
It needs clarification. It doesn't understand.
It doesn't understand. He's like, who uses VCR players anymore?
They're being very polite.
He's being, exactly, he's not ditching you completely. Do you ditch?
Yeah, he's not poo-pooing, shooing the idea away straight away.
Completely.
Ditching the idea, right.
Right. So I wrote, target users are older people who still own their VCR player. Their specific challenge is that there are no more service station anywhere to fix their broken players.
Let's analyze if this is a high-value problem to solve. Does your VCR player service station idea address a problem that is urgent, widespread, and monetizable?
Exactly.
I think Uri is getting right into the meat of it, because if it's not urgent and it's not widespread and it's not monetizable, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
What are we doing here? So Uri's going to keep us. He's going to remind us of what our goals are,
Yeah.
and he's going to keep us to it.
Yeah, so once again, he's digging even deeper. Before he was asking about, okay, what is the problem here? What do you want trying to solve? But right now he says, okay, so if you think there is a problem, is it a high value problem, right? Is this problem urgent? Is it widespread? Is it monetizable? So usually if you have a business idea, people who have a business idea and he's really loving it, they don't understand, they don't even realize that it's not a good idea. So Uri is trying to dig deeper in order to shed more information and more light into this idea. So I write, you have to remember, I'm pretending to be so in love with this business idea that I don't see the truth. So I write, it is not urgent, it is also not widespread, but I think we can still monetize it once we find the customers.
How big is the market for your VCR player service solution? Do you have an estimate of how many potential users exist?
Okay, once again.
Vital question.
Exactly. So do you have an estimate how many potential users exist? I don't know exactly how many, but this is just an estimate that the user that I'm pretending to be, is giving. So I answered, I don't know how big the market is, but probably not that many. Maybe still in the 100s in the UK where I am. Maybe in the 100s. It's probably a little bit delusional. I don't think there are like 100 people still using VCR.
In the whole of the UK?
Yeah, you think?
But I think you were right. What you said before is it won't be your primary tool to use, but you might have those old videos of grandmother and the kids.
Yeah.
That you've got those special VCR moments. So one in every few thousand will have one.
Oh, really?
Yes,
okay.
I think so.
Okay, so it's a rough, it's probably like a more realistic number, yeah?
But every year that goes on, people are transferring information onto disks or a different way of doing things. So it's becoming more defunct every day.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair enough.
What did Uri say here?
Go ahead.
What makes your VCR player service solution different from existing options? If you need an example, consider Waze's value proposition. Waze's value proposition was helping drivers navigate traffic in real time, saving them time and frustration. What would your version look like?
Okay, so that's very interesting. Now he's going again into the step where somebody needs to define the value proposition. Last time we had a value proposition for the restaurant, and this time also this is the step where Uri is asking you, okay, so if you really want to do this business, let's write down a value proposition, right? He gives another example. It says the Waze's value proposition was helping drivers navigate traffic in real time, saving them time and frustration. So what is ours? What is the VCR?
What are we fixing? What are we doing? Yes.
Exactly. So I said, well, it's just, I didn't even come up with a value proposition. I just wrote, it's just that there are no VCR player service stations anymore. I will be the only one in the city. And I'm feeling like really proud. I'm like the only one, you know. Some people are like that, you know. They're very proud of this idea and not realizing it's really not a good idea.
Even if they're the only one.
Exactly. It's because we're the only one. Go ahead. What does Uri say?
Okay, well, Uri says, what is the simplest version of your VCR player service station that could prove its value? Consider focusing only on core features that directly address the needs of your target users.
Right. So at this stage, the AI is actually asking us to think about the minimum viable product. Last time at the restaurant, what we did is the minimum viable product is a set of menu. Like, okay, so a minimum menu that has to be there, like a minimum background. What's the background, the design of the